It's Monday, May 11th, and this is our Monday morning meditation brought to you by Shalom Program Coordinator Mary Potter Kenyon. Jeremiah 29:11. For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord. Plans to prosper you and not to harm you. Plans to give you hope and a future. That Bible verse I just shared with you hangs on my wall. And it has been my life's verse since March 2012, after my husband passed away. And I wanted to share that with you today because it's true for you too. So last week I gave you permission, and I think I gave myself permission, to go ahead and be frustrated, to cry, to whine, to vent, to feel that anxiety, feel that worry, and that uncertainty in our futures. And by giving you permission to do that, I believe I gave myself permission, and I kind of had a tough week of uncertainty and fear and all those things that are mixed in with this pandemic we are going through, and the differences in our lives, and the uncertainty for our future, and what is September going to be like, or what is next year going to be like, or when will we be back at work, or when will our children be able to go to school, all of these different things. And what will shopping be like? What will our world be like as we gradually move forward in opening up our state? So I have a little story I want to share with you. And after my husband passed away, there were certain things that he always did that were hard for me to do. I mean, even some things that were silly, like changing the toilet paper roll. That was something he did in our household. Or taking out the garbage, things like that, that I all of a sudden, it was either me or nobody was going to do those things, or my teen children would have to do them. But everything changes in your life, just like everything is changing in our life right now. And one of the things was, and it seems so silly when I talk about it, but some of you will understand, is my husband was the one who changed the light bulbs when they went out. So when our downstairs hallway light bulb went out, for some reason, I could not bring myself to change that light bulb. So I didn't say anything to my daughters who lived at home with me. I just began opening the bathroom door and turning that light on in order to see inside the closet across the hallway, or because that closet had no light bulb. So without saying anything, I just started doing that, and they did the same thing. They never said anything. They never asked why. And lo and behold, a few months later, the light bulb in the upstairs hallway also went up. And again, something in me balked at this one more thing that I had to do. And I didn't want to, didn't feel like it, even felt like I couldn't do that one little thing. So the light bulb upstairs went off, and I started turning on the bathroom light upstairs in the evening so that when we went upstairs to bed, the hallway would not be so dark. Or I would turn another light on in a nearby room so it would illuminate that hallway. Children never said anything. They never asked why that light wasn't working. And then one day, one of my adult daughters came and offered to help me clean out some of my cabinets and my closets, and go through things. And we got to that closet. She said, let's do this closet, because I hadn't touched it, and there was coats and games and different things. And she went to turn the hallway light on, and the hallway light didn't go on, of course. And she said, what's wrong? Is the light broken? How? And I said, well, and I felt a little bit foolish admitting it, no, the light bulb's out. And then one of my teen daughters who lived at home with me, I could hear her gasp, and she said, what? All this time I thought the light was broken and you just needed to change the light bulb? Mom, why didn't you change the light bulb? And then she looked at me and she said, well, what about the upstairs hallway light? Yes, I admitted that also I had not gotten to change the upstairs hallway light bulb. And both of my daughters are just looking at me like, what is wrong with you? Why would you let us remain in the dark all these weeks when we could have had light in these hallways? And I couldn't explain it. I could not explain it. And my daughter got out the ladder and went up and we changed the light bulbs. And since then I've changed light bulbs, but it was just, and I thought that is what, when we are going through something that we haven't done before, or we don't know how to do whatever it is. And it's not that I didn't know how to change a light bulb. I didn't know how to grieve a husband is what it was. I didn't know how to live without this person who had done all these things. And I was changing the toilet paper roll, and I was taking out the garbage, and I was doing all these different things, but it was just like that one more thing. I couldn't handle it. And of course now I can, but I realized that's what happens when we face something like this. It's dark, it's different, it's something we haven't done before. And we can maybe handle a lot of it, and we think we're doing pretty good. And then maybe there's just that one more thing, or that one thing that just stops us in our tracks. And it's like dark, and we're just like feeling our way. And we're all just feeling our way in this new and different world that we are facing with this pandemic. But I also knew that we have it in us. I had it in me. Of course I had it in me to change those light bulbs. I had it in me to get out a ladder and get up on and change the light bulbs. But I also knew that if God truly does have plans for us in all of this and whatever experiences we're going through, that we have it in us to figure out what it is he wants from us to do. He wanted me to change those light bulbs. He wanted me to bring light into my home. And it's so easy sometimes. And so, yes, we can feel those feelings and feel that fear and that anxiety and stuff. But we also know that God has built us to get through this, to withstand this, and to get through it. And that he is there with us, that he has plans in this for us, and that we might not understand it now, but that's what we need to do, is look inside of ourselves and think, what is it I need to do right now? What is it that God is asking of me right now in this? What can I do to help myself? What can I do to get through this? And so last week, I wallowed a little bit, and I had fear and anxiety, and I thought there are things I can do right now. One of them was to take my teenage daughter to Mines of Spain and hike. And we hiked, and I got lost, of course, because I have no internal GPS. But that hiking and getting out with her was a good thing for me to do. And I've been journaling through all of this, and I've done a class on journaling, and we'll do another one about writing through tough times, but to help other people, because we can share that. We can share our stories, we can share our writing, we can help each other through this. So the thought I want to leave with you today is God does have plans for you, and he has plans for you in this and during this time, and it is in you, and it is there, and you have it in you to figure out what it is he wants you to do, what it is he wants you to get out of this time. And I pray that you find those things, whether it's reading devotionals or listening to something like this, or watching somebody's, or listening to a podcast or something that's uplifting or something. There are things in this during this time, and books and videos and things that can help you. And I pray for you today that you find whatever your light bulb is, whatever it is you are struggling with today, that there's something there, that you are finding what it is, whether it's helping other people or reading or writing or taking hikes, whatever it is. I pray for you today that you find it. And I want you to know that God has plans for you too, and plans for you